Hello, 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 and welcome to the last episode of 2020, this godforsaken year, here on the Crispy Compact Communiqué, the weird online shortened abridged version of the Crispy Noodle podcast. It has been a wacky year. It has been one filled with trials, tribulations, things that we never thought we would see coming. But alas, we are still standing strong here in 2020. We've made it somehow, whether it was through the magical powers of the internet or our first couple ones that we did with an ancient program called Skype. Uh, Somehow, through this crazy year, we made it through, and we've made it to the end of 2020. This is the Crispy Compact Communiqué. Thank you guys for joining us. We've got a couple topics that we would like to discuss with you, so hang around and we'll go over some interesting tidbits in sports, entertainment, odd news. It's been a hell of a run. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It has been crazy. When you said the last podcast of 2020, I'm like, man, I remember there was a point where we were like, oh, maybe we'll eventually get back to in-person recording. And it just like 2020 just kept going and going and going. But the end is in sight. 2021 is
Allegedly.
allegedly, right. I've heard rumors 2020 might end, but we'll see. But no, other than that, I'm doing good. It was Christmas, the last time that we were recording. So, it was different than previous years, but we still managed to get the seven fishes in. It was still a good time had by all. A little bit smaller of a gathering, but it was kind of nice in a way. It wasn't as like hectic and crazy and completely chaotic. I swung by. I was able to see you. On it was Christmas Eve, so that was good. But other than that, I've just been enjoying my gifts. I got a couple PlayStation 5 games. I've been playing the new Spider-Man, as everybody knows, huge Spider-Man fan. Man, and I gotta tell you, the games on the PlayStation 5 are just so amazing. It's the little tiny things you don't really think about, just like the speed, like fast travel in Spider-Man. You hit the button to fast travel and you go to take a sip of water and you're already back there. And I'm like, I can't even, I'm getting dehydrated playing games. I can't even take a sip of my water. It loads so fast. No, I'm kidding.
So,
Um,
is it based on the map from the original Spider-Man game from
yep.
PlayStation 4?
Yep. That's how they
Okay.
were able to make it so fast is it's the same exact map. But they added a ton of new detail to it. So like all of those giant skyscrapers are fully reflective now. And there's like tons more people on the streets and there's snow and different weather effects. And it feels more alive than the original Spider-Man, just with everything going on. And the combat has been greatly enhanced too. I don't know if you remember the original Spider-Man. If you got caught by the bad guys, you couldn't re-enter stealth. Like once you
Oh
were caught,
yeah, you were
you
you
were
were
done.
blown. Yeah.
You just had to fight your way through it. In this one, the AI is a little bit better. You can re-enter stealth if you get caught, which is a really nice touch, and I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate the different combat mechanics they've added. They've added a couple new abilities that you have to use. They've added a couple new small light puzzle solving, which is a lot of fun. Um, they also fixed. I know one of the biggest complaints we both had from the first one is the amount of crimes you have to stop,
Yeah, there
and
was
you
a
and you
lot.
ha- and you had to stop them to
It
get.
was it was like New York City back in like the 70s.
It was so much crime. Um, I mean, that's the point of being a superhero, right? But you had to do it in order to upgrade all your gadgets. They fixed that this time, in that now you don't have to do nearly as much to upgrade everything. So I hope they carry that forward to the eventual sequel. But I've been playing that, Planet Coaster. Just been having a ton of fun with the new PlayStation 5 games that I got. So that's what I've been doing, enjoying Seven Fishes while gaming out and relaxing. Rich, what have you been up to?
Yeah, we had five fishes because we didn't have as many people over for Christmas. But
But I did see you had the unofficial land fish, the eighth
yeah,
fish.
yeah, a nice rib roast. Yeah, so we
Nice,
still have to have meat with the meat as the unofficial fish. So there you go. We,
nice.
we had our traditions. still preserved. So don't worry about that.
Good, good.
I guess my video game thing was the one you got me for Christmas. I tried out Star Wars Squadrons.
Yeah, how is that? Because I've
It's
I've been very interested. It's like a dog fighting, like back in the old day type game,
Yeah, this is basically the current sequel to X-wing and TIE Fighter. These games
Right.
that came out on MS-DOS in the 90s, where it's all about your role as a pilot and your dog fighting and stuff like that. So, I mean, it is kind of of a certain audience that appeals to. If you're not interested in the aircraft and flying around, then obviously the Star Wars title isn't really meant for you. But if you are, and if you did enjoy those games like X-Wing Fighter and TIE Fighter in the 90s, then yeah, you'll love this one. And it's got all like the little nitty gritty details from the original trilogy,
Oh,
like
really?
yeah, like the I guess you just call it the grid. The
The
remember how
grid?
like in A New Hope, remember when they're doing the Death Star run and
Oh,
like
like the aiming grid kind of
yeah,
thing?
like there's like those little tidbits that they pull out from the original trilogy, you know.
Nice.
And it's just like, oh yeah, like I don't know, there's something about that warms my heart. Is like getting those specific details and those specific sound effects from the original trilogy into a new game. I don't know,
That's
something about
cool.
that. I like that. So keep
Yeah.
that up. That was the right way to go.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh man, this is right up Rich's alley. Um, yeah, it seems really cool. And I was thinking about picking up because they have VR support. So I was thinking about trying it out in VR.
Yeah.
But I have so many, my backlog is like so crazy right now. But at some point I'm definitely gonna have to give that a try.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's
yeah.
Star Wars Squadrons. If you guys are looking for a fun little game and it's on PS4. So if you didn't get the
Yep.
PS5, you're not behind the times yet. They're still making games for PS4.
There's
You're
still
you're still a okay.
yeah.
Okay, how about we get to the news? We got to get to some news to talk about. We got some sports news, but this might as well be frickin' baby mama drama at this rate. I
Oh
can't
God.
believe we're going to talk about this again. We just when you think a
You know,
story is dead, it's not. It gets revived by the Philadelphia sports media, and
for
here
a
you go.
story that happened well before we even envisioned this podcast, we talk about it far too frequently.
Yep. So this story has lit up the Philly sports radio airwaves. So basically, Terrell Owens went on a online show. I just want to get the name of it again. Untold Stories. This is a show that's produced by Bleacher Report. And on this
Okay.
show, they have a casual conversation. And in a new promo clip, Terrell Owens says the following line that, quote, I know for a fact that Donovan McNabb was drinking the night before our Super Bowl game. And bam, that's all he had to say. Match lit. Everybody has gone up in flames on Philadelphia radio. McNabb has been quick to try and diffuse, try to calm down the situation, denying this, denying the story that he threw up in the huddle in the middle of the Super Bowl, all this stuff. And now it's like the fight is back on because now Terrell Owens relit the flames. So Mike,
Yeah.
who do you believe? Do you believe Owens or McNabb?
I think the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. I know that sounds like a cop out, but like it's no secret that T.O. has it out for McNabb.
How
And
about just the accusation though? Because that's not really, you can't go middle line. He was cut. What was he sort of at the club?
so no, what I think happened is they probably like look. So McNabb is what at that point, like mid 20s, 26, 27 maybe. You get
Yeah,
drafted
maybe.
around 21, 26, 27. He's in where are they? Miami, Super Bowl, big time athletes. Of course they're going to go out. Of course they're going to go out. Now, when Tio claims that McNabb was drinking the night before the Super Bowl, drinking is a very broad term. Was he blackout drunk, or did he have a few drinks? That's what I mean by somewhere in the middle. I think Tio might be blown out of proportion. McNabb never struck me as that type of person, but it does sort of align with some of the other allegations you've heard of McNabb in that Super Bowl about feeling sick, about not being on his game, et cetera, et cetera. But if this is some sort of way to discredit McNabb and to make it seem like the loss was on McNabb and his drinking and partying, I don't think that's the whole story. I don't think you can, because that's what it seems like Tio's trying to do. He's trying to be like, oh, well, we really lost because McNabb did this thing. That's the subtext, and I don't buy that subtext. But Tio's claim that he knows for a fact McNabb was drinking, possibly. Like, look, young guy, Miami, athlete, money, fame, Super Bowl, of course,
But
right?
all right, but
But to
I'll
what degree? To what degree? So go ahead. You tell me, because it seems like you believe Tio more than McNabb.
I kind
I
of
don't. I don't. Go
I,
ahead.
my problem is if any of that is true, that's not something that I want to hear as an Eagles fan. Is like
Oh
the night
no.
before the Eagles' biggest game up until that point, before we learned about Saint Nick and everything like that in a couple of years ago. The biggest game up until that point for the Eagles franchise, and your quarterback is out. Even if it's one or two drinks, I don't want to
Right.
hear that. I want you to be in the game. I want you to be in the planning room studying or sleeping and resting. I don't want you to be exerting yourself at all, especially the night before the game. You're supposed to take care of this during media week, all that
Yeah.
stuff in the beginning of the week, not towards the end when it's crunch
Yeah.
time. And
No.
it kind of fits the narrative. I mean,
Yeah.
I know McNabb repeatedly denies that he never threw up on the field, but it's been told by so many people. You're talking about the offensive line of that Eagles team have most of them have said that happened. You're saying Terrell Owens now has saying that that's happened. Like, I'm sorry, when there's smoke, there's fire. There's now multiple people that are now saying that this happened. So I can't defend McNabb on this. And the worst part is McNabb, as we've gone through the latter stages of Eagles history and his post playing career, he just seems like a bitter old man now.
He does, and he's had troubles as well off the field. But part of me still doesn't like the way that To just dragged this controversy up from 15 years ago. So part of me thinks like, man, is To now just being vindictive? There is also that element. So I agree, you don't want to hear this. I agree that it's probably more true than not. But also we have to acknowledge the fact that it's coming through the lens of To, who hates McNabb. Let's not pretend like there's like a little bit of animosity. He hates him. He hates the guy. So you also have to look at it from the perspective of he's dragging up this thing from 15 years ago just to sully McNabb's name for no other reason.
But maybe this was the start. Maybe this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because if you remember that Super Bowl, To came back from a broken leg. He was working his ass off to try and make that Super Bowl. He did not want to miss out on that Super Bowl. If you've got that kind of work ethic, and then you hear that your starting quarterback is having a couple drinks the night before the biggest game of everybody's career, I would be a little pissed off too. I wouldn't forgive that very easily. And To that game had one of the best games by a receiver ever in Super Bowl history. I think he had 10 catches, 100 some receiving yards.
Very good game, yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I think this is, where there's smoke, there's fire, and I cannot take McNabb's side on this.
Yeah. Well, don't misunderstand me. I'm not taking McNabb's side. I just, like I said, I think that there's, like I said, I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think it's very odd that To just like keeps coming back to this. McNabb, to his credit, McNabb's mostly forgotten about this. To keeps coming back and attacking McNabb years later,
Right.
which I get it.
But
I get it.
that also kind of fits To's motive. He's a very outspoken kind of guy. I bet you To's the kind of guy, any sort of like recognition that he would get, he would show up on anybody's, show or something, because that's the kind of guy he is. He wants to relive his glory days. He wants to tell stories.
We should have invited him on the podcast.
I mean, that wouldn't be that far off. I think maybe we could do something like that. But he kind of strikes me as a, I don't know, you're not going to get this reference, but in terms of wrestling, he kind of strikes me as a Jim Cornette, that he wants to tell, he was a guy that was behind the scenes, had access to things that he saw that he wasn't allowed to say as it was happening live. But now that he's retired, he wants to tell stories and he wants to tell you what was everything behind it, because he believes in the end he was right, he was justified, and he doesn't want to back down from anybody saying that he was wrong or that he maybe inflated drama or anything, because he believes in his heart of hearts that he did everything right. So it doesn't really surprise me that he was willing to kind of dig this up, because I bet you they again, another part of this, we're going by a promo clip of this show.
Right. He was probably leading questions, and they probably,
yeah, I bet you there was
prodded him.
Right, there was some prodding on this that led to this. But at the end of the day, I think where there's smoke, there's fire. I think it makes sense. It makes sense from every standard that McNabb didn't have the best game. He allegedly had the thing where he threw up. I mean, it kind of ticks off the boxes.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, at the beginning of my spiel, yes, it does. That's the missing piece in the equation, So, it's just one person's account, so I'm not going to crucify McNabb for it, and I don't want. This is the thing that I hate about that game, about the Super Bowl in general. So everybody's always looking for excuses. Oh, the Patriots cheated. Oh, McNabb was sick. And now McNabb was drinking. And oh, this and that. We lost. Okay? I hate it when we keep making excuses like, oh, we were like secretly good. No, we got outplayed. Okay? So I don't want this to be like another like, oh, McNabb was drinking and that's why we lost. Like, no, sometimes your team just isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Right?
You do have to be the best team.
You do have to be the best team. And I mean, did McNabb drinking have an impact? Potentially. Again, drinking is a very broad term. But again, if he was throwing up on the field,
Yeah.
It's sort of 1 + 1 is 2 type deal. But
either way, it doesn't look good.
Why I'm getting this way is because I really hate the fact that this is coming back up.
Yeah.
Like this should not be a topic.
Right. I'll agree on that. I can't believe this got dug up after 15 years ago.
And that's the thing. It's over and done. And it annoys me that these two, both of them annoy me. T.O. and McNabb is they're constantly like 15 years later they just can't stay away from each other. They're like bitter like ex-lovers. Like, just like get over it. Just,
yeah, it's like baby mama drama or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, it wouldn't
enough of the past drama, Rich.
Yeah, it wouldn't be enough to have past drama. We got to have present drama now with the current Eagles lineup, because the Eagles lost their game to Dallas, and finally, after all this time, after the conclusion of Week 16, we can finally say the Eagles are officially eliminated from playoff contention. This was. You know what? It was just, it had to happen. Come on. This team was not good. This team was not going to go far in the playoffs, even if they somehow stumbled their way ass backwards into the playoffs.
Yeah.
It was finally time. They needed to just accept that this season's a loss and just accept whatever, top 10 draft pick they end up getting. And that's the way I feel about it. I can't believe that I actually had to defend this while I was watching the game, and I got like chants of like that I was being a Cowboys fan. No, I'm just being honest of of the situation at hand. I know you're supporting that argument as well, so I guess you're happy to see that the Eagles lost this game and they're officially eliminated.
Yeah, this season's just been so disappointing, and it really bugs me that they won that game against the Saints, because if they hadn't won that game, we'd have an even better draft pick. But I'm finally glad that we can put it to rest, right?
Yeah.
I hated seeing it online and in the media, like, oh, they still have a chance. They still have a chance. I've been saying since mid-season, since like week 8 or 9, and people are like, oh, we should still be competitive. And I was like, look, in the NFL, if you're not a top tier team, how many years have we gone 9-7 and lost in the wild card round? Like, that doesn't help your team. You know what I mean? Like, look at the Browns. They tanked and tanked and tanked, and the Dolphins tanked and tanked. And now look at both of them.
I want to bring actually, I'm glad you mentioned this. I want to bring this up because everybody is forgetting about this. The Dolphins are a 10-win team right now. Right now,
Yeah.
they're a 10-win team.
Right now.
Does everybody forget that they traded with the Houston Texans for Tunsil? They're
Yeah.
going to get a top 5 pick next draft, no matter what happens.
Yep.
Look out for the Dolphins next year. They're going to go on a run. They're going to show the AFC East who's boss. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and that's the point that I'm getting at, is that they got there not by having a string of 9-7 seasons, because 9-7 seasons don't allow you to get better. You know, you get better when you are the Patriots and you win year in, year out, and you can convince players to sign on your team on the cheap, or you go years and years of losing and stockpile draft picks and then basically wait for your chance to strike. The Eagles have, I think, on multiple fronts, failed as an organization. They kept aging players around too long. They have way too many big contracts on the defensive line. I mean, last offseason, they signed another interior defensive lineman, and they had nobody else. They have no linebackers.
No linebackers, yep.
They transitioned, what's his name? Jalen Mills, who I love. Jalen Mills is fantastic. They transitioned him to safety to plug in the gap left by Jenkins. You know, and then who do they trot out next to Darius Slay? Avonte Maddox / Crevon LeBlanc, and, you know, all these other guys who don't get the job done. So you have free agency mismanagement, you have contract mismanagement, you have a whole slew of problems. You have coaching mismanagement with the offensive, not having an offensive coordinator. So this season is a culmination of a series of bad decisions, all stemming from the aftermath of winning that Super Bowl, of thinking that we were better than we were and thinking that we didn't need to get any better, you know? Now it's all coming to a head, and it's like everybody's shocked that this is happening, but this is what happens. It's cyclical, right?
Yeah. NFL, not for long.
Right. The Patriots were the exception to the rule, not the rule. You can't go out and create a 2-decade dynasty. You know, that's abnormal. That is not how it's supposed to work. How it's supposed to work is a cycle of every 5 years. And this is, unfortunately, the end of our cycle. So to try and be competitive at this late in the season with this record would have been foolish. You need to sometimes accept your fate, embrace it, and just, you know, we have the possibility now, if we lose against Washington and one or two other teams win, we could jump all the way up to 3rd overall. I mean, you have your pick of the very best of the college players, you know, if you have a top 5 pick. You know, if on the other hand, we go out and we win against the Washington football team, you know, a big morale win, you know, a big, you know, emotional win to end the season. What does that get us? That drops us to 10th overall. You know, it's one of those rare moments where you have to kind of hope that the Eagles lose if you want the team to get better in the future. You have to look long-term, not short-term. I don't know what your original question was, Rich, because I got busy rambling.
That's fine. I didn't have a question on this either. It was just more of.
But the answer is that it's the one time where even, you know, I hate seeing Dallas win, but it's what was necessary.
Yeah.
To finally end this ridiculousness of a season.
Yeah, and next week has to be the same thing too. I don't care what Jim Schwartz says. He said it's going to be a no-hat game, whatever the hell, you know.
A no-what game?
He says it's going to be a no-hat game.
No-hat game?
Yeah.
Hat, like a hat you wear?
Yeah, he says
What does that mean? No hat? Nobody's going to wear helmets? That's dangerous.
No, he says that he doesn't want Washington to get their NFC East Championship hat inside Philadelphia. But you know what? Screw it. This division is lost. Let Washington have their moral victory. Go ahead. Meanwhile, we take a better draft pick and we try and rebuild the dam. That's what should happen. But obviously they can't say that, because that would obviously then no one's going to watch Sunday Night Football, which is another stupid mistake that the NFL made.
Right.
Which, you know, should we get into it, I guess, at this rate?
Yeah, let's get into it since we already mentioned it.
Yeah, Fantastic Four picks, week 17, the end of the road. This is it. After this, it is postseason time. So, Mike, what do you want to talk about first?
So, since you mentioned it, should we just dive right into the Eagles game?
Yeah. Why did this get flexed?
Yeah,
This
so
is
this is the crazy thing. It got flexed to Sunday night. It wasn't supposed to be Sunday night, but they looked at the teams, they looked at the schedule. They said, "Yeah, the 6-9 placeholders versus the 4-10 Eagles. That's primetime football." Okay, NFL, sure, have it your way. Why not? Could have been Packers and Bears. Bears vying for a playoff spot. Packers one of the best teams in the NFC. Nope, we're going to go with the placeholders versus the Eagles. Okay, sure. Well, if that's the way you want to play it, I select the placeholders. That's my pick.
yeah, Washington should win this game.
Yeah, plain and simple. Next up, we have an actual good game. Sunday at 1 o'clock is a battle for the AFC East. The Miami Dolphins are traveling to Buffalo to face off against their division rival, the Bills. Rich, this looks like it could be a very good game. Both these teams surprisingly good this year. Buffalo sitting pretty at 12-3 and commanding lead of the division. Miami could make a play to get better positioning in the playoffs. Who do you see winning this one?
Yeah, so for the record, the Bills actually clinched the division. It's already
Yeah.
wrapped up. So with that in mind, also the fact that kind of their major hurrah of the season was last week. They wanted to go into Foxborough and humiliate the Patriots because it had been something like 18 years since the Patriots lost back-to-back division games against a single opponent.
Wow.
It literally it goes back to 2000. Or
Wow.
I guess it's
I
something,
mean,
yeah, something like that, yeah.
That doesn't surprise me with
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
So that was kind of their big game of the at least towards the end of the season. That was like their big like we want to make a statement kind of game,
Right.
and they did. They whooped them. I think the Patriots only scored 9 points or something. It was
pathetic.
yeah, it was a whooping. So I think they're kind of going to take this one a little bit easier since they already had that thrill last week. They already have had the thrill of clinching the division. They can't get the bye week, so
Right. That's out of reach.
right. So they don't have to. There's kind of nothing else for them to claw for in this game, other than just pure momentum. But I don't know if you want to risk getting Josh Allen hurt. It wouldn't surprise me if they put Josh Allen in for a couple series and then put in the backup. I don't think you'd want to take that risk. Whereas, yes, the Dolphins win and they're in. This is a big game for the Dolphins. They have to win this game to make the playoffs. If not, they're gonna be one of those few 10-win teams that don't make the playoffs, which would be sad to see. So I think this is all Dolphins all the way.
Yeah. So to your point, the Bills, the only thing they can do is they can try to wrestle with the Steelers for that number 2 seed. But unlike previous years, that doesn't really matter anymore because it's only the first seed that gets the bye. So they would still have to play. Whereas, like you said, the Dolphins, there's 5 teams at 10-5 going into Week 17.
Yep, one of them's gonna miss
So
out.
this is the epitome of a must-win game for the Dolphins. The Dolphins are going to come out all cylinders, blazing on all cylinders. I think it's going to be Dolphins all the way.
Yeah.
By virtue of the situation, they have to.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a battle for the AFC North. The Pittsburgh Steelers are playing against the division rival Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. Rich, another good division rivalry matchup. What you're not?
Yeah,
you're not
I just realized the problems of doing a live podcast. I actually just saw in the news feed that Pittsburgh is benching Ben Roethlisberger for this game.
There you go.
So
not that
unfortunately, I think with that in mind and with them starting Mason Rudolph, I think we know the Steelers' attitudes towards this game. They do not want anybody to get hurt. So unfortunately, I think that takes the wind out of this game. I think this is pretty much Browns all the way.
Well, there you go.
Although it is the Browns. You never know.
You never know. Well,
they
they're 10-5 this year. They're 10-5 this year. But here's the thing.
They could mess it up. That would be the Brownsiest thing I've ever heard.
They could mess it up. They still have to go out there. They still have to perform. Like I said, they're one of 5 10-5 teams right now. So all these teams in the AFC on the bubble, on the cusp, in the hunt for a spot, they all have to perform at their very peak. Cleveland included. I know the Steelers are quote unquote taking it off, but the Browns still have to go out there and win. They still have to, put a competent team on the field. Unfortunately, this is the nature of Week 17, because Week 17 they're all division games, And so you either get games where it's like the top seed versus, it's like the Seahawks and San Fran. There's very few games where there's something to be decided. We could have talked about Dallas and the Giants, but that's stupid. So,
honest opinion there from Mike. That's so stupid.
I mean, it is. It is. I mean, both like the Giants are 5-10 playing for a playoff spot. Get out of here. Anyway, it's gonna be. I'm so bitter about the NFC East.
There you go. Perfect. 2020 in a nutshell.
Yeah. So the AFC might be pretty much decided with the exception of those 10-5 teams. But in the NFC, it's a little bit of a different story. We have a fight for the playoffs brewing between NFC West rivals, the Arizona Cardinals, and the LA Rams. This is a little bit of a different story. Both these teams are on the cusp. The Rams right now are the 6th seed. The Cardinals are the 8th seed. The Cardinals win. They might propel themselves into the playoffs, might bump the Rams out of the playoffs. This is actually a game with real playoff implications, not just seeding. Rich, how do you see this one going?
All right. So first off, the update.
They're both missing quarterbacks, I think, right?
Yeah. On this one, the update is both quarterbacks are hurt. Kyler Murray's dealing with a nagging hammy, I think, and Jared Goff, it just was released that he had surgery on his hand. So it looks like he's not in this game at all. So I think between these two, I think you lean more towards the Cardinals. They've got more weapons to work with. But this is going to be an interesting one. Both teams could be without their starting quarterback in a Week 17 game that determines who makes the playoffs. Why didn't that get flexed?
There's so many better options than the Eagles game. It's crazy. Man, this is a really tough one because, like you said, both quarterbacks going down. I will say this though. You say that you lean towards Arizona, but in a game where both quarterbacks are injured, the deciding factor could very well be defense and not offense, because the quarterbacks are, if you think of a math equation, they sort of balance out, two backup quarterbacks. What is a stark difference in these two teams is the LA Rams have the currently number 1 ranked defense, whereas the Arizona Cardinals are sort of in the middle of the pack. They do have a better rushing attack, the Arizona Cardinals do, but a lot of that was, again, Kyler Murray, who's now out. So we have to sort of factor that in as well. The Rams being at home maybe get a slight edge. They don't have to worry about traveling.
Well, no, they're playing in Arizona.
They're playing in Arizona?
Yeah, because San Francisco got hit with COVID restrictions.
Oh, my God. This season's just so stupid.
Yeah, how do you like that? You're going to have a home game in Arizona. How do you like that?
When did that happen? I can't keep up with this shit.
It's 2020. Nothing makes sense. This is the show. 2020. Nothing makes sense. Welcome to the NFL season.
So glad this is live. I'm picking the Rams.
Oh, you're still going to go with the Rams?
I'm still going with the Rams. They got that league-leading defense, right?
And they're having that wonderful home game inside Arizona.
Wonderful home game. I hate... This season should never have happened. It has been such a disaster from top to bottom.
Please,
I'm still going with the Rams.
Please continue. I want to hear more of this anger.
No, I'm still going with the Rams. No, it's just been a stupid season. Yeah. Am I a bitter Eagles fan? Damn right I'm a bitter Eagles fan. This season literally ruined the Eagles. Like, literally blew up the team. We might not have any quarterbacks next year, okay? So... 2020.
All right.
Now they're dredging up quarterback controversy from 2005. This is chaos, Rich. I'm still going with the Rams.
Good. I want to make sure we get that in stone, in stone chisel. Who are you going with again?
The Rams.
The Rams. All right, got it.
That's right.
Got it. All right.
There you go. There's our Fantastic Four picks for Week 17. They're all going to be terrible games. I'm not going to watch any of them. Rich.
What a ringing endorsement from Mike Costanzo.
You know what you can watch instead of these god awful football games where nothing makes sense anymore is you can check out some major new movie releases that happened this
What?
past week. I know. Remember movies?
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. So once upon a time, we used to congregate in these giant theaters with screens, and we used to watch new movies there. Now we huddle on the couch and watch new movies on our TVs. Two new movies that were originally scheduled to premiere earlier in the year, finally released on streaming platforms. Disney and Pixar's Soul released on Disney Plus over Christmas, and Wonder Woman 1984 released on HBO Max recently as well. Again, both these movies were supposed to come out earlier in the year, got pushed, and then released digitally. So I watched Soul, and the both of us watched Wonder Woman 1984. So why don't we give our thoughts and opinions on these two movies and talk about some of these new releases for the first time. This is the first new movie that I've seen all year.
Yeah, that's right. That was something I mentioned to Rachel when we put on Wonder Woman 84 was like, this is like the first time that we're both seeing a brand new movie of 2020, you know, because everything up until this point has been TV shows or mini series or recurring shows, something like that. But yeah, this is the first time it was an actual dedicated new 2020 movie. So yeah, that was interesting to point out that it took until December, you know,
December, literally the last weekend of the year.
Yeah, for this to happen.
Movies, yeah. But right off the bat, because you haven't seen Pixar, I'll get Pixar's Soul out of the way first. So my girlfriend and I, you know, being big Disney Pixar fans, we had to watch Soul. And I gotta say, it was a fantastic movie. Was I going to say anything else? Being Disney and Pixar, but realistically, let me give you.
How about this? Can I just? Yeah. I need to have some sort of hatred during this segment.
Go ahead,
what is your least favorite Pixar movie? Because you seem to be an avid fan of Pixar.
Big fan of Pixar. So it's funny. My girlfriend and I just talked about this, about how Pixar basically makes amazing films every single time. There are a handful of films that I hate from Pixar. One being the Cars sequels. Not fans of those. It's just dumb. It's stupid. They were literally created to sell toys to children.
That fits you perfectly. I forgot they made those movies.
So the first Cars movie was fantastic. Cars 2 and 3. I fell asleep and then immediately I rented Cars 2. Okay, like I paid like on demand like $4 to watch it. And I started watching, fell asleep, and I'm like, I hate this. I turned it off. I didn't even finish it. Didn't even bother with Cars 3. The other one that I really disliked, which was really upsetting, is called The Good Dinosaur, or The Last Dinosaur, or The Good Last Dinosaur. Right? You don't even know what that is, do you?
No.
You've never even heard of it. Yeah. Because it was like sort of like shoved out there with no fanfare, and it was terrible.
Well, that's why. No fanfare.
That's why, yeah. It was not good at all. So those are probably my least favorite Pixar movies are Cars 2 and 3. And I know, shocking for me, a movie about a dinosaur. Yeah. I've really disliked.
But I never even heard of that one before.
Exactly. Look it up. It's not good.
Wow.
But Soul, fortunately, is on the other end of the spectrum. So if I had to place Soul, it'd be very similar in tone and styling to Inside Out, which is one of my top Pixar movies of all time, where Inside Out is inside the brain. Soul is, as you probably guessed from the title, about the afterlife. And so it's Pixar's envisioning of what the afterlife is like. The after/before life. It's both. So it's their envisioning of how souls are formed and then what happens to souls after the body on Earth dies. So it's very like abstract and has big existential questions. That was one of the fun things that I really enjoyed about the movie. As part of the movie was this person who died before their time wants to get back, and his only way to get back is to try and help a new soul find their purpose before that new soul can go to Earth and you know, go into a body type thing. So it's like really, it was like shockingly poignant at the end of 2020, like about living life and trying to find your purpose and trying to figure out where you fit in and appreciating the little things, you know. And you know, both me and my girlfriend were choking up because it's like in a year where, we haven't been able to do anything really. A lot of it has been appreciating the little things. So that got really heavy all of a sudden.
Well, it sounds like a heavy movie then, if it,
It's
dealing with death and stuff.
it's pretty heavy, but it's also really funny. It has that classic Pixar humor, and it also has an amazing soundtrack. It's all jazz and blues, and it's just very, again, like Inside Out, very colorful, very animated. I love how they envision the afterlife slash before life slash whatever you want to call it, the realm of souls, and how they imagine that human essence that makes us different from animals, basically. So it's a fantastic movie. Highly recommend it. If you have Disney Plus, it's free. It's not like premium like Mulan was, that nonsense, which Mulan was not good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I don't like paying more money.
No. Soul is completely free and absolutely worth it. So highly recommend that. On the other hand, Wonder Woman 1984 came out on HBO Max. And Rich, I'll pitch it to you because I fell asleep.
What a transition. And that is especially hilarious considering that the first Wonder Woman movie I fell asleep for. So, wow. Yeah, it's like we have like this weird sleep cycle when it comes to the Wonder Woman movies.
We're just crotchety old chauvinistic men, aren't we?
Apparently we are.
No.
So
I actually loved the first one, but I didn't like the second one, and I fell asleep.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of the best way to explain how I like how this movie sat with me. The first 2/3 of this movie I could get behind. It was a little weird that the whole concept was these wishes that were being made and that there's kind of a toll with them, and that leads people to go astray, and some people turn evil. And I was like, all right, it kind of works. I mean, there could have been better devices, but that kind of works. And then the last third of the movie, I think you just lost everybody between the weird CGI fights, the weird cheetah insertion of the villain. That was weird. The overall conclusion of the movie, I think it just kind of fell apart, that last third of it. And so, all right, so I'm trying to give the good with the bad. I really liked I really liked Pedro Pascal as the snake oil salesman that is trying to get behind all these wishes, and then he turns into the wish stone. That was a little weird, dumb. But I sure. Look, it's a superhero movie. You got to give some leeway on it.
I guess you're right. There's a little bit of dumb you have to accept with it.
Right. Kristen Wiig, she was fine, but I couldn't get behind her as Cheetah.
You didn't buy her?
And the CGI Cheetah too. That was weird. That I didn't. Something about that fight scene doesn't sit well with me. It was weird. It was CGI. It was a lot of jumping. Like, it really wasn't fighting when if you go back and rewatch that fight scene, it was really just a whole bunch of jumping and like jumping on wires. Like, it wasn't a true fight. So I don't know. And also, I guess we're going into spoiler territory. But I think you could kind of it's not really sport. You can kind of see where this is going. This is a movie about wishes going wrong. So what's the way to stop the chaos? Everyone in the world has to denounce their wish or something. That's like the plea, and mostly everybody does. That would not fly. We have assholes in this country. No. They would never renege on their wish. That would never happen, especially not in 1984 when greed was good. Hello, did you guys forget about Wall Street? Greed is good. Greed works. Are you kidding me? Remember? No, I guess Mike never saw Wall Street.
No, I did not. But I got that from context because I got what you were getting at. But you're right. The ending was the biggest problem for me. So I fell asleep for that weird fight scene. But then I came back. I was sort of like half awake for this rousing speech that Wonder Woman was giving.
Yeah, right? that whole thing. If we all pull
Look,
together and renounce our wishes and
this is
get
so
the hell out of here. That would never happen in America. Get out of here.
So I only saw about 65% of the movie, and oddly enough, that's roughly the score that I would give it as well. Because I woke up near the end, and my girlfriend and I were talking about, we were analyzing it, and my biggest problems with the film are a couple things. One, I hate the title. So right off the bat, I'm already annoyed at the movie. No, because Wonder Woman 1984. You don't pick 1984 as a title, as a year, because in our pop culture subconscious, 1984 is already a year cemented in our lexicon, right?
Yeah, for surveillance.
From the book.
Yeah.
So you say Wonder Woman 1984, I'm like, oh, is that going to be an element? Is that going to be an angle? No, it's literally just the year it takes place. Why not 1985? Why not 86? Why not 87? Why 84?
Another thing too, they didn't really do anything with the 80s element other than the sight gag with Chris Pine trying on 80s clothes. Exactly. Other than that, they did not do anything in particular with the year. I agree with that.
DC has this problem, and I've said it before, when they get too involved in a film, and when they try to copycat play catch up, they're like, oh, people like the 80s because look at what Guardians did for the 70s. We'll do the 80s. Stop it, DC. Stop it. It doesn't work. Stop it. So 1984, bad title, bad premise, bad theme. Point the second is the guy wishing to become the wish cube device thing.
Yeah, the wish stone thing.
What was his goal, Rich? What did he want?
He wants to be able to give out wishes on command.
Does he, or does he just want power?
Well, I think it's a combination of both.
Because if you want wealth and power, because he was running a company, right? He wanted his company to be successful. Why wouldn't you just say, I wish for infinite wealth?
I think he was trying to do like one of those loopholes, where if a genie asks you, you only have 3 wishes, what wishes do you want? I want more wishes. I think he was trying to follow along those lines.
But to what end?
Well,
what was his ultimate goal?
Well, obviously so that he could grant more wishes, because remember the whole lore was you could only get 1 wish or something.
Right, but so his goal was to grant other people wishes?
He wanted to be in charge of wishes. He wanted to be able to do as many wishes as he wanted to.
So his goal was just to be a genie.
Yeah. That's what he should have done. I wish I was a genie. Yeah, that's what he should have done.
My point is, and this is why he doesn't work as a villain. Villains, just like heroes, have to have goals. And I don't buy the goal of I want to be a genie. That's not a goal. His goal is to make his company all powerful.
I really want to be Robin Williams. I love the movie Aladdin. I want to be Robin Williams.
That's not a goal. I made this point in the movie. I'm like, if his goal was to make his company powerful and for him to gain power and wealth, just wish for power and wealth. Well, I get that doesn't work because then there's no movie, but that's where the thread starts to unravel for me. You know what I mean?
I think he wanted to do more than that. I don't think it wasn't just he wanted just the company. He wanted to have everything.
Then wish for everything.
Well,
that's what I mean. So anyway, I didn't buy his motive.
Mike, it is a superhero movie. There are some things you gotta check at the door. It's
Marvel never had this problem.
No, we're dealing with DC.
No, I mean I say that as a Marvel fan, but I mean when you go to a Marvel movie, the villains are Thanos is like, I want to kill half of all life because I have a weird twisted perception of how we strike balance. That is a worldview, that is a motive, albeit, some people say that it's riddled with potholes. But I think
one that Mike secretly agrees with.
Look, better to, what is it? You know, we just got out of the Christmas season. Better to decrease the surplus population, right? Scrooge it up. So anyway,
Thanos did nothing wrong. That's Mikey's stance.
Thanos did nothing wrong. So I didn't buy the villain's motive. And again, going back to the ending, that was the part that you hated the most. I especially hated that because you cannot rousing speech your way out of a conflict.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it just doesn't work. So if you're this is the problem. And I made this point when I was watching the movie. The villain isn't really the villain because he doesn't work as a villain. The villain is really humanity and our desire for power and greed and wealth. So when you have a villain that's abstract, you can't convince an abstract entity to reverse course. You can't reason with an abstract, weird thematic version of humanity.
Especially one in 1984 where
Right.
everybody is obsessed with getting, the newest gadgets and money.
Exactly. Now, on the other hand, if it had been one villain and she convinced the villain, because we see that's a trope, turn away from your evil ways and, come back to the light. And,
I thought she was going to.
I
thought she was going to do that with Kristen Wiig's character. I thought that was where that was going.
Right, but no,
Yeah.
that would be too nuanced for DC. Wonder Woman 1984 was not good. Watch Soul.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't really support in good faith Wonder Woman 1984. It had some good parts, but overall, also it was long too. It was 2.5 hours long.
2.5 hours. It's a shame. The first one, I really enjoyed the first one. The first one was very good. The second one was, like all DC movies, less than stellar.
Well, except for The Dark Knight, but DC didn't really have a direct hand.
They had no, yeah. Nolan trilogy.
Mike, you're absolutely right. I tell this to people whenever we talk about comic book movies. Whenever DC doesn't directly have a hand in the movie is much better.
If DC is advertising a movie, it's going to be bad.
It's like the opposite of the Midas touch. It's the shit touch.
The shittest touch.
Yeah.
You touch it, it literally just turns to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ever see a movie being hyped by DC, it's probably going to be bad. That's not to say the ones that aren't hyped are good, but you have a better chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, really disappointing. Really disappointing.
Yeah. All right. But hey, at least we got to review a brand new movie for 2020.
Exactly. Right. That felt good.
So shout out to HBO Max for getting that shit done. I'm glad we were able to do that. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to this year.
I mean, in one weekend, I watched 2 brand new movies. Like, I haven't seen a new movie in months.
Yeah, so there you go. Kudos to HBO Max and Disney Plus, but Disney had an easier path. That's all in-house. So
They did have a very easy path.
Really, I'm more saluting HBO Max. Good job.
I hope HBO Max does more stuff like that, or the streaming services in general do more stuff like that. It was good.
All right, so we covered sports, we covered entertainment. That means it is time for some odd news. I've got a quick story here to revel on. And you said it. Last week was Christmas. We were in the Christmas spirit, so it's only fitting that our story has a little Christmas tint to it.
Okay.
And in this one, we're going to Louisiana.
Good old Louisiana.
Louisiana. How you guys doing down there? All right. So this one, Mike, I know you love weird excuses, so this is right up your alley.
Yes.
When a Louisiana cop informed a driver that she was under arrest for driving with a suspended license and a probation violation warrant, motorist Renee Whitten would have none of the patrolman's attitude, and she said, she quipped to him, quote, "Officer, you can't do anything like that. It's Christmas. There's no crimes." Ta-da! It's a Christmas miracle.
It is a Christmas miracle. It's Christmas. Crime has been outlawed.
Yes.
There's no such thing as crime.
You can't arrest people on Christmas. How dare you?
That's right. What about the Christmas spirit, Rich?
Yeah, you're supposed to be forgiving.
Exactly. That cop was a regular Ebenezer Scrooge right there.
Yeah, yeah, the
Trying
cop
to,
is the bad guy. How dare
yeah.
you?
How
I'm
dare you arrest people on Christmas?
I'm gonna send the three ghosts after you. Take that, you cop.
I really love that excuse though, because you can tell that somebody's just like they have nothing else. They have nothing else. And then they're just like, it's Christmas question mark.
You know what? You say that, but I just took a look at this girl's mugshot. She is
Yeah.
dead effing serious. I would not want to mess with her in a fight. Take a look at this. This is her. She
Whoa.
is not happy.
She's got those crazy eyes.
Yeah, I bet you she fought this tooth and nail.
Yikes.
She does not look like a happy Christmas person. She looks like I'm
No.
going to fight you here at Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Richard's background is, of course, Cobra Kai.
Yeah, she
Karate.
is. She looks like she's gonna kick someone's ass.
She looks pissed.
She is
looks
not
pissed.
happy for her being in the Christmas spirit. She is not happy.
Well, see, if I were the cop, I'd be like, ma'am, you don't even look like you're enjoying the Christmas holiday,
Yeah.
the holiday season. So I don't buy it.
Yeah. So she was pulled over at 4:35 in the morning,
Okay,
on
wow.
Christmas morning. So yeah, wait, she's not. What is she doing? She should be getting the presents ready and cookies for Santa. What is she
right,
doing?
Exactly.
She
Maybe
wants
she was
to be-
looking for Santa.
She wants to be in the Christmas spirit. She's supposed to be getting ready for Santa and stuff.
Yeah, look, you can't use Christmas as an excuse if you're not doing Christmas things.
Yeah, what are
She's
you
doing
doing?
non-Christmas things, so you can't use Christmas as an excuse.
Yeah, what are you doing at 4:35 in the morning in your car? Are you trying? Yeah, are you trying to find Santa?
Yeah.
Where is
Trying
he?
to find where'd he go?
I can't find him. I didn't get presents.
Did he like not take his cookies and milk, and she's like trying to chase him down and give him the cookies and milk? Like, yeah, no, you can't use Christmas as an excuse if you're doing non-Christmas things. That's bull.
Yeah.
That's bull.
So yes, she did claim that, quote, "It's Christmas, so there's no crimes. You do not need to arrest me."
So there's no crime.
Yeah, it's like
What is that?
It's like the Purge. You just everything is fair game. Go ahead.
So her excuse is doubly dumb because she's not saying it's Christmas, go easy on me. She's saying it's Christmas. There's basically no such thing as committing crime.
No crime.
That's not how this works.
No crimes allowed on Christmas Day.
Oh my god.
It's the magic of Christmas.
It's the magic of Christmas. It's everybody's in the giving spirit.
Yeah. Everyone gets a free pass.
Everyone, that's exactly.
You need some
That's
money?
the
Go rob that liquor store. Go ahead. Have fun.
Right, exactly. It's all in the name of Christmas. It's okay.
Yeah, it's a Christmas miracle. Also, by the way, she apparently realized the jig was up and she actually tried to book it. She tried to run away.
Oh god.
Which, I don't know if you noticed this, she was pulled over. So she had to, like, actually, open the car door. Like, she doesn't have a head start in this. Like,
yeah, that's right. So when you say try to run away, do you mean she like sped off in her vehicle, or she tried to get out
on
and
foot?
On foot. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, what are you doing? Like, you don't have a head start. You're actually at a disadvantage. You gotta get out. You gotta open the car door. You gotta get out of the car. Then you gotta get up to speed.
The cop is actively talking to her though.
Yeah. Like
he's at the door.
Right. You're at a disadvantage.
He's standing in front of where you need to run.
Yeah.
She's trying to like just bowl over the cop. Like she's like, could you step back? I need to open my door. And he's like, no.
She just opened the car door and tried to get out, but obviously, as noted in the police report, quote, she made it a very short distance. It also noted that she ran into a parking lot sign with her head. So now we have Bugs Bunny here. We got Looney Tunes over here.
Oh my god.
She hit.
I guess it was dark. It was 4:35 in the morning. She couldn't see where she was going.
She hit a parking lot sign with her head. Bam.
Fantastic.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Here, have a concussion.
She was then handcuffed and transported to jail. She was booked on several charges, and she will probably spend the rest of the holidays behind bars, according to the police report.
Wow.
So,
Well, that's what you get.
yeah, she's yeah. Sorry, your Christmas day has been ruined. So you're gonna have to take up fighting at Cobra Kai to let out your anger. That's the only thing I can recommend.
Okay. What? Oh my God.
There
What
you
are you,
go.
like a counselor? You're like, oh, you got to go fight your anger out. Like,
I guess because there's nothing, there's nowhere else for this to go. So
oh my God.
nice try. Nice
She
try.
tried. She gave it her all. You got to admire her tenacity.
Yeah, nice try. All right. So before we start wrapping this up, let's go over apocalypse activities. Stuff that we think you should keep an eye out for this upcoming weekend. Mike, what do you have to recommend to people?
Yeah. So, I mean, literally by the time this podcast comes out, the year will be wrapped up. So, 2020 will be over. So you can watch this new movie or special rather on Netflix called Death to 2020. It's a humorous documentary about 2020, made by the creators of Black Mirror. So you hear Black Mirror and you're like, oh God, it's going to be like all like dystopian. But I like the fact that they're like 2020 is already dystopian. So they took a really humorous approach to 2020, and the entire thing, it's basically an hour and a quarter documentary style thing, where they recap the events of 2020, but from a completely absurd perspective. So, for instance, one of my favorite characters was this professor of history, this history professor, who keeps equating things happening in 2020 to entertainment properties like Game of Thrones and Star Wars Return of the Jedi, but he's confused and he thinks that they're like actual historical events. So it was kind of like a running gag. Like he'd like reference something and the director would be like, you mean like Star Wars? He's like, no, I was there. Me and my little bear friends, referencing
Yes.
the Ewoks.
Yes, I was there. Yes.
Somebody else that was really funny was they had this lady playing like the standard middle-aged conspiracy theorists, suburban white Karen, and it was just this dichotomy between this like really pleasant woman, and she's like, oh, and one thing I did in 2020 was learn how to say Sig Heil, and I was like, what?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
So very pleasant, yeah. So it was really really funny, a nice way to wrap up 2020 and just really make you appreciate how insane and absurd this year has been, and do it with a very tongue-in-cheek humorous way. I mean, me and my girlfriend were literally laughing out loud watching this. It was just so ridiculous. You either laugh or you cry, right? So it being the transition from one year to the next, let's laugh about it and try and end it with a little bit of positivity given everything. So my recommendation is watch Death to 2020.
All right, there you go. My recommendation is obviously my background over here is Cobra Kai. Season 3 got bumped up to January 1st, so literally right on New Year's Day. Turn on your Netflix and watch the season 3 premiere of Cobra Kai, the continuation of the Karate Kid, the true continuation of the Karate Kid, because this series has been awesome. This series has been the right balance between comedy, drama, meta humor, recognizing like how bizarre this whole universe is. I just love it. I've told Mike several times, one of my favorite parts of this show is when they're doing like the first couple rounds of the karate tournament in the town, and some guy in the audience is like, wow, who would have thought high school karate it would be such a big deal here? And it is. I love like just that meta awareness of how ridiculous the premise of this universe is, but it's awesome. And it has the right blend of humor and serious moments, and it's great. this is the true continuation of Karate Kid. This is the avenue it was destined to go. So I can't wait to see what they do for season 3 of this creative show.
I will say it's pretty impressive that this show started on like YouTube's
Yeah,
streaming service, right? And
yeah,
then it just sort of like ballooned in popularity since then. I mean, 3 seasons. Who would have thought a YouTube original?
yeah. And then
Three
Netflix picked it
seasons
up.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I'm very thrilled that we're gonna have a season 3, and it happens right on New Year's Day. So
nice.
it's this
Perfect.
weekend. You know what I'm gonna do this weekend?
There you go. Binging some Cobra Kai.
Yeah. But that will wrap up Apocalypse activities. And folks, that's gonna start to wrap it up for us here in 2020. Can you believe that, Mike? This is it. We're
I
done.
know.
We are
It's
done.
it's so weird that this is the final podcast of 2020. Allow me to get a little nostalgic here. In previous years, we would do Christmas specials and best of odd news, and we'd have guests on the shows, and do a whole bunch of different things. And this year's just been so ridiculous and crazy and different. But we managed to keep it going. I was doing the rundown, something that I still do, not as in depth as before, but 38 of these crispy compact communiques. I
Yeah.
remember I remember thinking, oh, this will just be a stopgap measure. It was the entire year, Rich.
Yeah, I remember too. We all thought it was just going to be a couple months or something. Nope, this
Yeah,
is the whole year, and for the time being, it looks like we're still going to be doing the shows like this.
yeah.
So
But you know what? We did it. We and that's the lesson here in 2020 is we made it through. 2020 is coming to a close. The Crispy Noodle podcast is, wrapping it up for the year. But 2021 hopefully will be a lot better, a lot brighter, and we managed to keep it going, and we're going to keep it going for the foreseeable future. Come hell or high water, no matter what they throw in our way, we're going to keep moving forward, right?
that's
Onward and
right.
upward.
That's right.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, because it's playoffs for the football season when we come back. So
Yep.
it's going to be a good time to launch back into the show in 2021. So, but for right now, we got to wrap this episode up. This has been the Crispy Compact Communique. If you like what you heard, make sure you go to our website, thecrispynoodle.com. Make sure you're following us on all the social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, the whole shebang bang.
That's right. You can subscribe to the Crispy Noodle podcast channel on YouTube, where you can get videos of this podcast in addition to a whole bunch of other content we have up there. You can also get the audio version on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you're search for, download, and subscribe to the Crispy Noodle podcast on either YouTube or the podcast service of your choice.
That's right. And we also have a SoundCloud page where we have mini noodle promos that you can easily listen to on the go. Check those out as well.
That's right. So many ways to get in touch with and share the Crispy Noodle podcast. If you want to get in touch with us individually to share your sports, entertainment, or odd news stories, you can find us individually on Twitter. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And excuse me. And I am at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. You can find us on the Twitters. Shoot us a message if there's a topic that you want us to talk about in 2021. If we do, we'll give you credit. So yeah, let us know. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it, Mike. Do you have anything
Yeah.
else left to say for 2020?
No, I had my rousing speech. Did I convince anyone like Wonder Woman?
No, I'm keeping my damn wishes. Go away.
Ah, damn, I failed.
Yeah, you would have failed in the movie, but
Yeah.
it's a stupid
No.
premise.
Yeah. Everybody have a happy new year.
Yes, that's right. Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2021. This has been the Crispy Compact Communique, the COVID era form of the Crispy Noodle podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. That will do it. We will see you guys next year.
Oh, see you guys.
Ah,
You're so funny.
I'm literally everyone's dad. No, but for right now, that'll do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Later. Bye-bye.